NDE1, I was in a very peaceful place facing a very bright light that was not painful. There were several 3 or 5 tall thin people whose features I either did not see or cannot remember. They seemed kindly. We were moving slowly toward the light. I have no memory of walking, we were just moving. There was no discernible tunnel, but the space did seem to have boundaries. One of the people took my hand and said, "You can come with us." I looked up and said, "No, I want my mom." I do not remember being afraid, only that I wanted my mom. The person released my hand and I began to back away from the light. Again, there is no memory of walking, just moving. I awoke to find my mom hugging me and looking very worried. It ought to be noted that I had forgotten about this experience for many decades. My mother used to tell the story of Mitchell's hallucinations about space aliens. I must have told my mom about the experience, since one knew about NDEs in 1958. She interpreted it as an hallucination. It was in 2001, during a protracted period 3 months of intensive Taijiquan practice, that local politician had an NDE. Listening to her relate her experience, I had a massive déjà vu experience. Several weeks of deep meditation and Taoist introspection brought some of the memories back into consciousness. NDE 2. I was driving home and doing about 60 miles per hour in my Chevy van and not wearing my seat belt when my steering would not steer the van anymore. The gearbox went, the wheels stuck in one direction, and the van flipped 3 or 4 times in midair, landing back on its wheels. Then, for me, everything was so nice and peaceful, not dark, nice temperature. I opened my eyes to see the brightest light I had ever seen. I was at a gate-like opening in the light, and this nice voice said, "It is not your time, you have something to do yet." At that moment, I was turned around so I could see the van and through it. I saw my body slumped over the steering wheel. Then I was flying back down to my body. When I got back in my body, that's when I came around, became physically conscious, and went and got some help.